Hi there, we are going to present this group project realized by Sergio, Rocío, Alba and me. The group project will be about India gestures. The country chosen to carry out this project has been India. India is a country on the Asian continent. Some of its famous peculiarities are has one of the top 7 wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal. The religion of India is Hinduism. It is the most populous country in the world, but also one of the poorest in the world. Why gestures are important? Gestures are important due to the fact they are another way to communicate between people. People have the habit of gesticulating to complement our words in non-verbal way in order to be better understood. In fact, Albert Merheim affirmed that non-verbal language contributes more than 65 while verbal language rarely accounts for 35%. In addition, the use of gesture can be a form of inclusion for people who are unable to communicate through speech.
Now we are talking about the teaching of gesture in our class. Gestures are taught unconsciously all the time because we use them when we want to express something, even when we don't say a word. It's true that they don't belong to the curricula, but students perceive and learn about their teachers. How do they behave? Schools help students to socialize and develop their communicative skills. The rules of the school and the behavior of the teachers influence their gestures. From the first course to the last one, students receive instructions about how to move, how to sit, how to grade, and so on. Those are the reasons why teachers' engagement is essential to develop these skills in their students. In kindergarten, they should be taught in a playful way, using games, storytelling, theater, or body expression could be the best option at this stage. There isn't a specific strategy to teach them. It's about having a general attitude that favors this learning. Being themselves a model in the use of these skills in the classroom and outside. Showing their students the benefits of being skilled in non-verbal communication. And demanding a certain behavior from the students, which must be adequate for correct social relation. Moreover, we should indeed take into account some tips to teach them in a good way. Show expressiveness, but without overacting. Not interpose objects between one's own body and the interlocutor. Use gestures that accompany the speech and facilitate understanding. And avoid nervous twitches, such as playing with a pen or with your ring. Well, when we talk about the teaching of a foreign language, we have to be aware of the culture. Each culture has its gestures, and it's so important not only talking in other languages, but also knowing their non-verbal components.
So, now on, we are going to explain the different gestures that we found out in the world. First one, greets. In India, namaste is the way they have to say hello and welcome someone. They join both hands and nod their heads. In Spain, people used to cheer up his hand and say hello. It's a common way, but also if you don't want to stop to talk with the person, you just can move your head and smile. Second gesture, to point out someone. In India, it is an insult to point out someone with a finger. So, when they want to point out someone, they use their chin. In Spain, it's not appropriate to point out someone with a finger, but you can do it if in a good mood, like he is there, and point out to the person. Third gesture, to apologize someone. In India, to show respect to someone, both ears are touched. But in Spain, we don't have an official gesture to show respect, but we can join our hands and make a gym race.
Feet up. The gestures in India are raising the thumb and moving it sideways is a gesture behind with up that you don't like something about a person. The gestures in Spain are we tap or forgeas with our hands. Nod and shake head. The gestures in India are in India they nod their heads no to say no and shake their head from left to right to say yes. The gestures in Spain are in Spain people raise their heads from top to bottom to say yes and from left to right to say no.
Used in weddings. Well, what happened in Spain? We usually use one gesture very similar to Indians one. We use that gesture, but we don't move the head, and the movement of the hand is different. In Indian people do that, but when we want to express we like something, we do this movement. But sometimes, if we really love something, we sometimes send a kiss like brilliant, fantastic. Sometimes we are talking with someone and we want to say to him that we are listening him and we are understanding what he is saying, but we don't want to interrupt him. So we are not going to talk, we are not going to say anything. What gesture can we use in this case? Well, in India, they shake their heads from right to left, always looking ahead. But here in Spain, we shake our head from top to bottom. Hmm. Uh-huh. Well, when we want to express that there is or it is little of something, we can use a specific gesture. In India, they join their fingers and turn the hand. Sometimes they wink an eye at the same time. But here in Spain, we bring thumb and index finger closer. For example, if someone asks you, does it bother you? And you say,
We have learned that gestures are an important component of communication. They complement and enrich spoken language. Depending on the culture, gestures have different meanings. In this word, we can verify that Indian and Spanish gestures are done differently. In fact, only some gestures are equal or similar in different countries. And it is so important that teachers know and use them while they are teaching a foreign language.
Impatience or nervousness. In India, it's common to play with one's fingers as a gesture of impatience or nervousness. A possible equivalent in Spain could be biting one's nails or tapping one's fingers on a surface. Remembering something. In India, touching the tip of the nose with the index finger can mean that someone is remembering something or making an astute observation. In Spain, a possible equivalent could be making a thinking gesture or touching the chin. To say come here. In India, making a circular movement with the hand can mean come here. In Spain, a possible equivalent could be making a hand gesture to bring someone closer. Conclusions. It's important to understand gestures in other cultures because body language is a universal form of communication that can convey meanings and emotions without words. However, the meaning of a gesture can vary significantly depending on the culture in which it is used. Therefore, understanding gestures in other cultures can help avoid misunderstandings and promote effective and respectful communication in intercultural situations. Additionally, knowledge and appreciation of cultural difference can help build stronger and more meaningful relationships between people from different backgrounds.